You're watching the Wellness Hour, the leader in medical news and information. I'm Randy Alvarez. Today's topic, how small improvements made to your smile can make a big difference, not only in how you feel about yourself, but how others react to you and perceive you. With us, we have San Diego's cosmetic dentist, Dr. Abelar. Dr. Abelar, welcome to the program.
Hi, Randy. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Now, and you brought a lot of photos, so we'll
Yes,
get
I did.
to as many of those as we can. But for people that don't know you, because you kind of focus on cosmetic dentistry, affordable cosmetic dentistry, but who's your typical patient and what are the different services you offer?
Well, honestly, I don't know that I have a typical patient or average patient. I see teenagers, I see people in their 80s and even 90s. The record is actually 101.
What does the 101-year-old come in for?
101 was just coming in for cleanings.
Okay.
That's it. Actually, excellent teeth, by the way, on that 101-year-old. All the teeth, maybe 2 fillings her whole life. That was interesting. Okay. I see that every once in a while. But we are a general dentistry office, so we'll do regular cleanings, fillings, crowns, everything you would associate with a general dentistry office. Now, we also set ourselves apart by we do some more complicated treatments. We do specialized types of gum treatments, implants.
I mean, you have a laser, right?
Yes.
That gets rid of the bleeding gums and bad breath and all that stuff?
Laser, amazing new technology, absolutely amazing.
And one of the things you said on the phone is you get a lot of people that their mouth is a mess. I mean, broken down mouths that you can fix, and now they have beautiful smiles. Is that right?
That's right. A lot of people have let themselves go a little bit for whatever reason, pick a reason, and we're equipped to take care of those people, to get them back to where they once were, where they're feeling good, they're looking good, and it's actually a part of dentistry that I really enjoy, to do things ideal.
So if you had to categorize cosmetic dentistry, what are the different categories?
Well, there are people that are really a mess, look really bad, worn, chipped teeth. We can fix all those. Then there's the people that just need minor adjustments, the space here, some wear here, chip here. And then there's people that really have pretty good teeth, but they want to take it to the next level. And we can do that too. You got to understand it really is a personal thing, because what I find pleasing, that patient, it may bother them. So I have had patients come to me where what looks to me is a minor deal, but to them it was a big deal. And when they were finished, they were great. I mean,
so there's a lot of people self-conscious about their smile here in San Diego?
There are 3.3 million people in San Diego, I believe. And there's hundreds of thousands of people in San Diego alone that are just not happy with their smile. And because of what I do, I walk around and the first thing I notice is people's smiles. So I can pick out
You could spot
different
people
things. Oh, absolutely.
that hate their smile or don't like their smile?
Absolutely. And patients in my practice, I will, maybe I've noticed something that I didn't want to mention because I didn't think it was that big a deal to them. But eventually, maybe they'll come around to me and said, Doc, can you fix this? This has always bothered me. And I start talking to them. And I realize that, this is a small thing that could make a difference in their life. I'm thinking of one patient of mine, daughter, great family that we have in our practice. And she's a student at UCLA. She is beautiful. I mean, she is stunning. And she comes into me and she points at her smile, and there's these little corners at her teeth that she doesn't quite like. Now, I've never thought of this with her. I mean, I always look at her, thought she had a beautiful smile. I mean, all of her is beautiful. But she starts going over how this has bothered her since she was a teenager. And so I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, okay, who am I to decide what should be good for her and what shouldn't? So we got her in, we did, just a minor contouring of some of the corners of the teeth. We added a little bonding here and there. And you should have seen the look on her face after we were done. It was a small thing to me, but it was a big thing to her. So what I've come to understand in life is that if there's something that you don't like about yourself, and obviously me with working with the smile, is, that can hold you back. So seeing the look on these people's faces after I've done even a minor thing, let alone a big smile makeover, it makes me feel good.
Now, you're a dentist. You probably think the smile is probably the most important thing, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I realize I'm biased, so don't take my word for it. But there's many polls out there done by magazines like Cosmopolitan, even Muscle and Fitness. I mean, pick any fashion magazine. And what they found is what is most important to people, both men and women, is the smile.
Like what they find attractive.
What they find attractive, the smile. I mean, why not? It's right in the middle of your face. And then think of, who would you rather trust? Someone who's frowning or someone who's smiling? I mean, it's an easy answer. So let me give you an example. On a job interview, I mean, you're an employer. If you've got two candidates sitting in front of you, one's frowning and one's smiling, I mean, I bet you're leaning towards hiring the one that's smiling.
Yeah, that's true.
And who are you friends with? Who are you going to hang out with? The person who's frowning all the time, that's unhappy, or the person who's smiling all the time, that's happy? Charisma, for example. Charisma is defined by a person that can smile. It just comes off a lot better. Your presence walking into a room. Contrast that walking into a room when you're not smiling. I mean, who's going to get noticed?
And you say you've seen patients literally complete turnarounds. You fix a small thing,
Complete.
and they go on and get married, they get a better job. I mean, it sounds like an exaggeration. It's like that hair clip for men commercial.
But it's not an exaggeration, and we see it week in and week out, and I'm constantly surprised because sometimes people will hide it, like the smile wasn't that important to them. But then I bring it back up to really what I feel that they're looking for, and it's amazing. They're like a new person, and in our photos you can see not only a difference in how big they smile, but their eyes, their confidence is just so much greater.
We talked in the green room, and like on Facebook, right? And since we've talked, you say you'll see people take selfies and they don't smile. They smile with their mouth closed. You say they're probably hiding something.
And I have patients that will have a funny smile. Their lip comes down on one side, and then when I get in and I do my examination on them, I see that they have a crooked tooth there, and they've kind of trained themselves to hide that when they smile. So then fast forward to when we fix them up, a smile makeover, and all of a sudden the smile is just wide. It's right. They were just happy to show off their teeth.
Now, how much is art and how much is science?
Well, we joke in my office that it's 50% art, it's 50% science. Oh yeah, and it's 50% experience. So that means we give 150% effort in our office. But kidding aside, obviously it's a mix of both. I mean, the science part, we have to make everything fit. We want to make it long. But the art part is extremely important, and probably more important to the patient. They really have to trust me that I've got the science part taken care of. The patients want it to look good. They want it to last a long time, and they want it to be affordable, which it can.
Now, you brought photos. What are we looking at over here?
It's always amazing to me the difference that I can make in people's faces, not just their smile, but their whole face. So if this patient, for example, a 70-year-old retired teacher, child finally out of college, and she wanted to do something for herself. Take a closer look at the before picture.
Yeah.
I mean, those are 70-year-old teeth. That's what 70-year-old teeth look like. She has a very wide smile. But to her, she didn't like the discoloration, the chipping, the wear. But again, that's what 70-year-old teeth look like. So like many patients, she was afraid of what the end result would be. She didn't want big, fake veneers. I mean,
you could spot that.
You could spot that a mile away.
I can't.
I could spot it 2 miles away.
Well, whose idea was that? Is that the dentist's fault?
Yeah.
Or is that the patient wants that?
Well, I can't speak for other dentists, but if anyone wants that in my office, I do my best to talk them out of it. And this patient, I assured her, we did some before computer imaging and kind of gave her an idea what things were going to look like at the end, and just made her feel comfortable that she was going to have a good, natural look. So I told her, here's what we can do for you. I can do porcelain veneers on you. I can take 10, 20, 30 years off of your smile if you want. I don't want to do that because I want it to be age appropriate, but I know at the end you're going to be extremely happy. Look at that smile. Look at her eyes. I mean, not only her smile looks better, but her eyes look better. She's just much happier. She had a wide smile anyway, but now she's proud of her smile. And I promise you, walking down the street, people are going to notice her. They're not going to look and say, "Oh, nice veneers, nice caps." That's not what we're looking for. They're going to say, "Nice smile." And I know from talking to her that that's what people tell her. That's what her friends tell her. And in fact, she sent another friend in, another retired teacher, who had the exact same thing done based on her result. That makes me feel good. That's a success story as far as I'm concerned. If you want to look your best your whole life, this type of work is inevitable because this is what 70-year-old teeth look like. They don't have to look like that. And you know what? If you're happy with that, fine. Absolutely. But it doesn't have to look like that if you don't want it.
One of the things I like you told me on the telephone, which I thought is important, that cosmetic dentistry is not for everyone. But if you don't like your smile, do something about it.
Yeah, I invite them in and I give them their options. And then I let them make the decision. Randy, if you could show the close-up, look at the curves of those teeth. Look at the corners. Those are designed specifically for her, based on the lines on her face. It's also the fact that she's a female. It's shaped a certain way. Look at the layering of the enamel. I mean, porcelain, if it's layered properly, can absorb and reflect light just like natural enamel. And that's how you get a nice natural
They almost
look.
seem a little discolored at the top. That's by design?
That's by design, because natural teeth are discolored at the top. One of these days you're going to get gum recession, and we don't want that edge to show, and this is the way you combat that. Here's a case I love. He's a 40-something-year-old sales guy, very successful, and he's a pretty good smile, but he tells me that he doesn't like it. In fact, he hates it. And he starts pointing out these things, the discoloration, the chipping, and the wear, and he wants to know what I can do about it. So I give him the options. I tell him what I think would work best for him, and we do our usual interview and consultation and before and afters, and he decides that he wants to do it. Oh, he also tells me that his wife is the one that sent him in. He said he never thought too much about his teeth until his wife started talking about it. And I know her, I know she has a beautiful smile, and it's something that she demands in her partner, apparently. If you look at his before picture, so look at his two front teeth. He's got one tooth that's longer than the other.
All right.
And all the front teeth, there's some crowding, twisting, some are more prominent. On his left side, he's got some old porcelain with metal showing at the edge. We can clean all that up. We can clean all that up in one afternoon very easily.
And then his wife, of course, will be happy with him again.
His wife will be very happy.
Wow.
Look at the confidence. I mean, he's probably a confident guy anyway, but I promise you, walking into a room now with that smile, the after picture versus the before picture, I mean, there's a big difference. And I can tell you his wife is extremely happy. She tells me when he came to see me, he was an 8, and I turned him into a 9.5. And right now, look at the after picture. I mean, look how natural that looks. I mean, we've got the enamel layered so it reflects light properly. Everything's even. The color is age appropriate. No one's going to come up to him and say, nice caps, nice veneers. They're going to say, nice smile. And there's a lot of work that goes into that. He took part in that.
But what about people backing up that have really bad teeth, like bleeding gums, bad breath, broken down mouths?
Yeah.
Can you do this for them too?
Really, absolutely. That's what we do every day. It's why I love this job. And as far as gums go, we have lasers to treat the gums conservatively, because that all plays into it. A good smile is framed by the gums and the lips, by the way. So yes, we can make an improvement on anybody. I cannot think of a case that we couldn't help someone.
When it's all said and done, do they ever send you pictures of themselves?
Oh, I get pictures. I get lifestyle pictures. I get
Like
pictures
what?
of them on vacation and a family wedding. Well, I'm thinking of one right now where she got married herself, and actually it was kind of a rush case coming in. And I'm telling you, she told me that made all the difference in her wedding day pictures. I had to hurry on this particular case. I didn't get her before she took her engagement pictures. In fact, it was her engagement pictures that made it so that she said, I do not want this smile on my wedding day. So we fixed her up. It was something we had to rush, and her wedding day pictures were just completely different from her engagement pictures. Her words, not mine.
How do people find you, by the way? Because, is it mostly people in the know, like the higher end cosmetic crowd?
Yeah, no, it's everybody. Obviously, I have relationships with plastic surgeons in town and dermatologists, cosmetic dermatologists, and people that I have done cases on in the past refer patients to me constantly, which really makes me feel good. I mean, happy patients are going to refer. People Google me a top dentist for 11 years in a row here, which is a great honor because that's honor bestowed on you by other dentists. Go back to this guy for just a second. This is what people want. They want natural results.
So when I see these like housewife shows, there's always one of them that has the big fake veneers. You're saying that was just the wrong guy they went to? I know you don't want to be negative.
Yeah.
You think that's...
Yeah, probably the wrong person to go to, and it wasn't planned properly. And a lot of times people have this idea of what they think looks good because they see a nice smile and they think, wow, big white teeth. No, you can have teeth that are proportioned properly. In fact, there's a mathematical formula in how we design smiles.
Really?
And you can have the right size teeth and people will think it's big, bright teeth. Just because I talked about the smile being in the middle of the face, because it's right in the middle of the face, it's there, it's for everybody to see. There's a hilarious movie, There's Something About Mary, where Matt Dillon finds out that Cameron Diaz likes big white teeth. So what does he do? He goes and gets some huge veneers done. It's really kind of a caricature of veneers, and every cosmetic dentist laughs at this because he shows at her door with huge veneers that are about twice as big as they should be. And you know what? If you're walking down the street and you say that person has veneers, that person has veneers, that person has veneers, you know what? Those are bad veneers. You should be able to walk down the street and say, nice smile, nice smile, nice smile. Veneer, cap, shouldn't even pop in your head.
In the movies, I'm kind of a movie buff, and in the movies, you will see when they want to make a guy a phony salesman, they give him the big fake
teeth.
If they want to make the woman, and directors will tell you this, if you want the woman to be a bimbo, part of the package is she's got to have the big fake teeth.
Yeah.
And also, when you want to make a villain, you gray their teeth.
Yeah.
So I guess teeth, yeah.
No, it's
teeth
important.
are a big deal.
And in anything, pick any cosmetic procedure. Bigger is phonier. I mean, it doesn't have to be like that.
All right, okay, you have a couple more photos.
I love this case. Look at that young lady, beautiful girl. Look at her teeth in the before. She's very self-conscious about her teeth. And I look at her teeth and I could see that her teeth are breaking down. I know why she looks like that. She doesn't know why. She just knows she looks bad. When I looked at her though, I knew this was going to be good because as bad as it looked for her, this is easy for me.
All right.
This is in one afternoon, she's going to be a completely different person. So take a look at her afterwards.
Wow.
I mean, I could go into detail about the what I did and the dimensions of the face, lower face versus upper face, but all she knew is she looked better. Not only did her teeth look 100% better, but her whole face looked better. I mean, look at that smile. And if you look at the after pictures, look how natural that looks. Look at what it's done to the contour of her lips. A lot of people don't realize that the condition of your teeth will actually change the contour of your lips. On the before picture, look at her lip folding up, her lower lip.
Interesting.
Versus on the after picture. That's because the bite had collapsed.
Before, she looked like a little kid's teeth.
Yeah, let me tell you what this girl does. She's an attorney. She's a corporate attorney, entertaining high net worth clients. She knows that those teeth do not match with her profession.
Well, on that after, it's a very pretty smile.
It's gorgeous.
I mean, it's a sexy smile, actually.
Yeah.
It's very pretty.
I mean, she's a beautiful girl anyway. You add the smile in there, and she's now beauty and brains. Look at how her teeth follow her lower lip line. That's one of the basic tenets of smile design. We try and achieve that on every case. And the reason we were able to achieve it on this case is because we made her teeth longer. I mentioned her bite had collapsed. I mentioned the lower lip was collapsing because her bite had collapsed. We restored her bite so we could restore her smile and give her the ideal look on her teeth. Now let me show you this next woman. Professor, college professor, has not liked her smile for 30, 40 years. Let me tell you how she got to this place. What you'll see when we get to the close-up is that she has tetracycline stain in it. Now she had tetracycline stain since she was a kid, as is the case with tetracycline stain. Her gift from her father for her 16th birthday was caps on her front teeth. You know why, Randy? Do you know what tetracycline stain looks like? Your teeth are black. In one afternoon, look at what we were able to do for her smile. Wow. 30 years of not liking her smile. Now look at her saggy lip. I mean, she has learned to hide her smile
So that's
over
not like
the
a
years.
genetic saggy lip.
No,
that's her hiding it.
And the way you know it's not is look at her after picture. She no longer hides it. She's proud of her smile now. This is one of the cases where we handed her the mirror, and this is a recent case. This was just a couple of weeks ago. We handed her the mirror to look at her after. She was almost in tears. Then she opened up to me about how she's been living with this smile for 30 years, and I kind of know she had because she's been a patient of mine for 30 years. And then she tells me the story that I related earlier about her teeth when she was 16 years old, when she was a teenager, having to deal with black teeth, and going through this process right now. She felt like she had to relive what she went through when she was 16. But now, after living for 30 years with this, unhappy with her smile, she has it back to where she wants it again. And she was ecstatic. She was almost in tears. And she wishes she would have done it years ago. And that's a comment I get all the time. And let me show you another one here. So look at that photo. How old do you think that person is?
They look like a 13-year-old, 14.
Yeah. This is a 23-year-old female.
All right.
And I'm surprised you picked up on that because that looks like a 13-year-old smile where the teeth aren't finished erupting, but she's 22 or 23, so we know the teeth are finished erupting. So in one afternoon with 10 porcelain veneers, we can do what's called instant orthodontics and give her a completely new smile. And this is a person that didn't do a whole lot of smiling. And those type of people are all over. I mean, if you're embarrassed with your smile, you're just not going to smile. You're going to hide it. You're going to hide it. You're going to learn to hide it with your hands. You know, you don't smile big. It's a conditioned response.
So take me through the process, and we only have a couple of minutes left. Somebody goes in, either they have their mouth is broken down, and we're talking, if you're just tuning in now, affordable cosmetic dentistry. But if people come in broken down mouths or just crooked teeth, right? And they want this smile makeover, instant orthodontics, how do they know what their veneers or what their teeth are going to look like at the end?
Well, once we find out what they want, the first thing I do is I show them other patients that I've done. I try and pick photos that are very similar to theirs, and I can tell them what kind of results they can expect.
All right.
Next, we take photos, and with these photos, we can actually do computer imaging where we can show them exactly what their smile is going to look, when everything is done. Now, with all that information, I can have a laboratory make a trial smile that they can put in and actually wear to look at for a couple of weeks. And some people look at it and they say, oh yeah, this is great. I want to keep these. Well, no, you can't, because they're not going to look that good for forever. But
it's a temporary smile.
It's a temporary smile.
Okay.
It's a temporary smile. But it really is one thing seeing on a model, the veneers that have been worked up for you, and on photos, but it's quite another thing to actually wear something in your mouth and you're looking at it at home in the mirror, you're asking your friends, your family. So in a couple weeks, they come in, we put on their porcelain veneers, they look in the mirror, they're smiling, they can't smile because they know this is their smile for the rest of their life.
You say they're shocked sometimes.
Of course they're shocked. They never realized that they could look so good. And they're wondering, why did I put it off so long? And a lot of times patients are brought to tears at that point. And you know what? It's also a very good day for us. When me and my team knows that we're going to be putting porcelain veneers in that day, it's a good day because we're going to get hugs, we may get tears, we're going to get happiness, basically. Do I have time for a couple more?
Okay, just two more, fast ones.
Okay, so this patient comes to me.
Wow, what's going on there?
Slightly unhappy with her smile. This is a condition where the enamel doesn't form properly and it just looks dirty all the time. With her, 10 porcelain veneers and her life has changed.
Very nice.
Okay. Now, I wish I could show you the face on this, but they have not given me permission for the face, only the smile. So this lady comes in and she doesn't like her smile. She's got a very broad smile, toothy, but the teeth within the smile, she's ashamed of. She just didn't smile. And people thought she was too serious. They thought she was upset all the time. And I knew this was a slam dunk. This was a home run for us. This was easy. And if you take a look at the after, that is pretty much the perfect smile. I promise you, well, I know because she has told me all the compliments that she gets. I recently showed her before and after pictures, and she had forgotten. She couldn't believe that she was walking around with a smile like that. She's so used to her new smile, and it does look natural. She gets compliments all the time, but she had forgotten where she came from. She thanked me for sending her those before and after photos. And from our standpoint, from her dentist office, her walking in the office, I mean, her personality has changed. I mean, she is just a much more confident person. She's beautiful anyway. The only thing distracting from her was her smile. Now, when she walks into our office, I mean, she's a different person. She is confident. She just carries herself different. And, you know, self-confidence, that's a sexy attribute. I mean, that comes out in a person's eyes. It comes out in their personality, and we have seen that with her big time. This is the same woman. Now, I always caution people because people rarely see you face on. So when we're talking about the number of teeth to do, we have to take into account what we call the party view. People see you from the side. So if you notice on her, I determined that we had to do a certain number of teeth to accommodate that party view. Imagine if we had only done 6 front teeth. That would not have been a good look. And of course, we look at it from both sides. Look at that after smile. I mean, that's a nice feminine smile. It fits her face. It fits her femininity. Do you know why it looks feminine, Randy?
Why is that?
It's because of the curves. It's because of the shape of the teeth. It's because of the relative size of the teeth. Feminine teeth have certain characteristics, and male teeth have certain characteristics. In fact, older teeth have certain characteristics, and younger teeth have certain characteristics. So all this is taken into account with smile design.
Now, we really are out of time this time, but this instant orthodontics, I don't think it's been clearly defined. So the people that they have pretty good teeth, but their lower teeth, let's say, have shifted. Maybe they didn't wear their retainer or whatever.
Very common. Yeah, and you know what? When you're over 40, more of your lower teeth show than your upper teeth.
When you talk.
When you talk. So people in that age group are very self-conscious about their lower teeth. So if you have any crowding, you know, it kind of gets in your head a little bit. Well, it's possible that you don't necessarily need orthodontics. We can correct some crowding just by doing porcelain veneers. And it's all in the way you design it. You take a little bit off the tooth here, and the porcelain of varying thicknesses, and the end result is you have perfectly straight teeth. And those people, as soon as the teeth starts to crowd, it kind of speeds up. It's like a vicious cycle. And I know, Randy, you went through that. Why didn't you get Invisalign?
Okay. Well, I was thinking about getting orthodontics, but you know, my dentist, I said, I want this instant orthodontics. And I walked out with perfectly straight teeth.
Yeah, and
I felt like everybody should do this, right?
It is so easy. This it's a home run for us. I mean, that is one of the easiest things that we do.
So it's never too late to fix your smile.
Never too late.
What's the oldest smile maker you've done? In their 70s, 80s?
Yeah, 89 years old. A gentleman, a former dentist, as it turns out. And the youngest I've done is 19. That's not necessarily, that's only good in certain cases.
Okay.
But the bottom line is there's a wide range of
So if you don't like your smile, do something about it.
Do something about it.
Go see you.
Yeah, the comment I always get is, why did I wait so long?
Okay, good. Thanks for coming on the program.
All right. Thank
Excellent.
you. Appreciate it.
You've been watching The Wellness Hour. I'm Randy Alvarez for now. I wish you good health.
Thanks for watching The Wellness Hour, the leader in medical news with your host, Randy Alvarez, the authority on health issues.